I never imagined myself working a job I hate, mindlessly scrolling for hours on end, and just feeling like I'm behind in life, and neither did you. So, why is this a common experience for so many people? It's because we never learned how to intentionally become the person who can work for themselves, or the person who spends time on passion projects, or the person who just feels proud of themselves. But in this video, I'm going to change that for you. I'm going to show you how to intentionally become the person you've always imagined yourself to be so that you can actually achieve the things you want to achieve in life. And the first thing that you need to understand is that your default mode controls everything, but you have the power to change it, right? So do this for me. Lift up your hands and fold your arms. However you fold your arms is the default mode way of you folding it. Now, this doesn't mean you can't change it up. If you fold your arms the other way, it'll feel uncomfortable, but you can still do it. But 9 times out of 10, if you're just not even thinking about it, you will fold your arms how you normally fold it, the default way. Now, you may be thinking, okay, why does this even matter? I don't care about this. It's because that's just one default way you move through life. There are so many other default ways that you move through this life that affect your life much more than just, simple crossing your arms. How do you normally spend your time? What's your default way of spending your time? Do you default to watching TV or reading a book? Do you default to working on things you're passionate about or passing your time entertaining yourself? Do you default to eating a healthy meal or buying fast food? Now, this doesn't mean you can't, whatever you default to, you can't pick something else. But what this means is that when you aren't thinking, when you aren't being intentional, which most of us aren't doing because that takes too much energy, so most of the time we're just moving off our default mode. The thing we choose to do 9 times out of 10 are habits without trying to change the default mode. So if you really want to become the person you've always imagined yourself to be, the key isn't to use willpower and discipline to be that person, because when that willpower and discipline go away, you're gonna go back to your default mode. The way to change and become the person you want to be is to change your default mode. That's the key. Now I want you to look around right now and reflect on your life. Reflect on everything you have right now. Are you proud of what you've accomplished? Are you content by what you've accomplished? Do you want more? If you're content, if you're fine, if you're not really looking for more, then this video won't be for you. But if you are hungry for more, and you know there's more out there that you're not getting, then the default mode is where you want to focus on first. And a quote by someone I love dearly, Jim Rohn. He's a very successful, well, he was a very successful business person, speaker. And he's very much influenced how I see the world. But he said, "Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change." So if you want things to get better, you've got to change something. And I'm telling you, that is what you want to change, your default mode. So the next question is, how do you make this change happen? How do you change your default mode? Well, it's not hard at all. The first thing you want to do is think about the one habit you know would change things for you if you just did it consistently. Whatever it is, just figure out the one habit. And really, if you don't know what the one habit is that could change things for you, that's okay. Just pick a habit you've been wanting to do. There's no pressure. Don't make this anything too difficult. Just whatever came to your mind, roll with that. Now, once you figure out what a behavior is, tell yourself, or like figure out how can you only spend 2 minutes doing that behavior. 2 minutes. That's it. Go ahead and figure it out. Now, hopefully, you paused the video and you figured out the behavior you want to do and how you'll spend 2 minutes doing it. Now, in the very beginning, for me, I remember I want to read more. So that was my the goal. And the behavior, 2 minute behavior was I'll read 5 pages. I wanted to write, and the 2 minute behavior was I'll write one word. I wanted to do more push ups and just work out, and the 2 minute behavior was I'll do 5 push ups, right? So I'm literally telling you, make it something easy. And the reason I'm saying 2 minutes is because when you're doing any new behavior, you're gonna be going against your default mode. Now, when you're motivated and when you're using discipline and when your willpower is high, whatever, it's easy to go against your default mode. But when you deplete those resources, you're gonna fall back into your default mode. But if you have something that doesn't use willpower, that doesn't use discipline, that doesn't need motivation, then you'll be able to continue showing up. And it's your default mode doesn't change based on how dramatic you are. Like you could run 5 miles a day, or you could run 5 steps a day and still be a runner. Like it doesn't matter how much you put in. All that matters is what you show up to and what you put your attention on, because that's what changes your default mode. You're choosing what's important to you by consistently showing up. So even if you're only doing like 5 pages of a book, 2 minutes meditating, 5 push-ups, like whatever, because you're showing up, you're changing your default mode. And I'm just really going in on this because I want to drill it into your mind that 2 minutes is more than enough to make big changes happen. So please figure out the behavior you can do that will take you less than 2 minutes. All right. And once you figure out that behavior, you want to make a plan for doing it using this formula. I will do 2-minute behavior at time or event in environment. This is called implementation intentions, and there's been actual studies on how effective this is. If you make a plan like this, the chances of you working on doing the behavior goes from 35% up to 91%. I would go into the study, but I don't want to right now. I've done it the past 2 videos. I'm batching 5 videos. This is my third one, so just take my word on it. Making a plan like this will really change the game for you. Now, finally, when you've made your plan, you're going to want to put it somewhere you can easily see it, because this is going to help reinforce what you want to do. It'll be a reminder, a cue. You want to have that. If you roll it on your phone, just take a screenshot and make it your wallpaper. If you put it on a piece of paper, put it somewhere you're going to see twice a day. That's why I have this goal board, because I walk in the morning, I see the goals I'm working on. At the end of the night, when I'm making my marks and changing things, I'm seeing what I'm working on. I'm continuing to get put that reminder in me. Like, okay, this is what I'm working on. This matters to me. This matters to me. This matters to me. And that's what keeps it on my mind. So, sometimes people have these goals and things they want to do, but they literally just forget to do it. They just forget the intention they had. It's really because they aren't putting what they want as reminders. You have to be reminded of these things. The last thing I would say is make sure that whatever you need to do that behavior is in the environment. If you want to read, make sure the book is in the environment. If you want to work out, make sure the equipment is in the environment. If you want to play basketball, make sure basketball is in the environment. Like, make sure those things you need are around you. Don't make it any more difficult for you to get started, right? Now, maybe wondering, why I only do one habit right now? Like, I want to do more. I'm ambitious. There's so much more I want to do. Why just one habit? Well, first of all, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. But there is an effect called the domino effect, which states that, or it goes that one difference in your life contributes something else, and that contributes something else, and that contributes something else. There's like a domino effect. One gets the entire thing changing. Then one habit you do can start, like, if it's one productive habit, it can start changing another productive habit, and another productive habit, and another productive habit, until like you change all your habits to something that's like productive, that makes you feel good, rather than you being like lazy and like just wanting to entertain yourself all the time like a zombie. Like, you switch from being a zombie, but all you're doing is like staring at screens, to you being more productive and living your life, experiencing things and growing. All because you started with one habit. And that's literally what happened to me. My domino habit was sweeping my carpet, my rug in my college dorm. As soon as you got dirty, that led to me keeping that clean. It led me building more discipline. And then I started keeping my beard full of water. Then I started washing my dishes right when I was done. Then I started making my bed. And then I started reading. And then I started eating healthier. And then I started writing. And then I started business. It all happened because I had that one habit I brought in that activated the domino effect. And that's the same thing that will happen to you. The domino effect is your best friend. That's what I'm saying. You only really need one habit. And once you start it and start building, everything else will come along. All right? So you'll be fine. And remember that perfection isn't key. Momentum is. So when you're having those days where you just don't feel like doing the behavior, that's when you have those 2 minutes you can lean on. Just less than 2 minutes. Now, obviously, there will come a time when you want to do more than 2 minutes, and you can. But on the days you don't want to, don't. Just do 2 minutes. The key is to keep momentum going. Is to stay consistent. I mean, literally, if I don't meditate all day and it's in the day and don't feel like meditating, I want to go to bed. I'll meditate for 1 minute, because what matters more is not how much you do, but the fact that you show up. So you see that what my default mode is. It's making videos on YouTube. If I stop making videos, it is noticeable. And I'm pretty sure you'll notice the gap between the videos I'm posting now to the last video. But if you scroll down my feed on YouTube, you'll see I'm consistently posting videos. I took a break because I moved up here and there's just so much. I literally could not. I thought I could handle YouTube and move at the same time, but I had to stop before I burned out. I was always saying to myself. But my default mode is making content. But really, it's just creating. Like, that's it. Spending time creating. And if I stop, people will notice. So you see my default mode. It wasn't always like this. I changed it to this. But what about yours? What is your default mode right now? Let me know in the comments. Like, this is going to really help you in the long run because you're practicing awareness. When you become aware of your default mode, it becomes easier for you to intentionally choose to intentionally change it. Because when you're falling back into the default mode, you have a name for it now. And when you're doing this, you can say, wait a second, no, this isn't what I want to be. I know I said I want to do this. So let me change it, right? So put that down in the comments just to improve your awareness of your default mode, so you can change it to something you want it to be instead of something that was family put on you and you had no clue. Now I want you to imagine what your life would look like if it was one of true enjoyment, of challenge, of growth, of reward. That is the life you're building right now if you're doing it one habit at a time. Now I want you to imagine where you'll be 10 years from now if you don't change your default mode by just following out one habit at a time. Will your life go up or will it go down? Well, how has your life been going so far? Because how your life is going so far is pretty much how it'll be in the future, but it'll be either worse or better depending on what you choose to do. If you choose not to change your default mode, if your default mode is good, then cool. But if your default mode is like literally pulling you down and you don't choose to change it, your life isn't going to get any better. And I just want you to be aware of that so you can make the better decision for you or the best decision for you. Are you going to work on your default mode and live a life of growth, or keep the default mode you have and watch your life go downhill 10 years in the future? If you like this video and you want more, please subscribe. I make videos every week. I'll see you later.